So explain to our viewers how this operates. Basically, the cycles are longer, and in Brisbane, the price has remained at the highest point for longer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So what we have seen since 2009, and the NRMA's analysis went back 5 years, but if you go all the way back to pre-2009, the cities that had price cycles had 7-day cycles, and you know, we have that now in Perth, and every Tuesday's, you know, tight Tuesday, and every Wednesday is the most expensive. So if you're in Perth today, you know, don't fill up because it's slowly falling. But in those other cities, what we've noticed in Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne is that the cycles have gone as long as now 7 weeks. Brisbane has only had 6 cycles in 2024. And when you've got cycles that can go for almost 2 months, the problem you've got is that the prices are going up 2, sometimes 3 times faster than they're falling, which means that motorists in those cities are exposed to much higher prices for longer. And so, for example, in Brisbane, the average at the high point compared to the bottom of the cycle is anywhere between 35, 36 cents a litre. That is a lot of money to be giving oil companies above and beyond what you would already be paying, and that's what we're trying to address.
Indeed, and as you rightly point out, a time of great sensitivity already for many in terms of cost of living. What advice have you got for motorists then in relation to getting the best price at the Bowser generally, but also this weekend, as I said, a number of states heading into a long weekend?
Yeah, so that's the campaign we've been focusing on over the last week, has been to address that very issue. So what we want motorists to do is fill up at the bottom of the cycle. That was very difficult up until now because people were guessing. And if you guessed at the wrong end of the cycle, you were paying on average 35, 36 cents a litre more if you're in Brisbane, a little bit less than Melbourne and Sydney, but there or thereabouts. So the NRMA's campaign through our app is to give our members notification when we hit the bottom of the cycle. Do your research before you fill up, because the gap between the cheapest and the most expensive service station in Brisbane today, for example, is consistently 50, sometimes 60 cents a litre. So we've got real-time data now for the whole country, bar Victoria, but that's something we're trying to address with the Victorian government. And we're also now helping families who don't live in cities that have price cycles to find a bargain in their local area through our partnership with Ampol, where you can get up to 13 cents a litre. So we're trying to do things that will help motorists turn the tables on the price cycles so they can start to use them to their advantage rather than to the oil company's advantage. Heading into the long weekend, even more important. So if you're in Brisbane and Sydney, we're at the top of the cycle or thereabouts. So, you know, Sydney, Brisbane, $1.90. It's been going up very quickly. Sydney, almost $1.90. So if you're in those two cities and going away for the long weekend, you're probably going to go somewhere that's cheaper than where you are currently. So, you know, probably top up in those cities and fill up when you get to wherever you're going, because the prices in those cities, again, just in time for the long weekend, are at the top of the cycle. Melbourne's doing pretty well it's still falling, $1.68. Adelaide's going up at $1.70. And the other capitals, the smaller capitals, well, Hobart and Darwin have been very competitive for a long time. They're in the high 60s, low 170s, and Canberra's about $1.75. So there's a huge spread of prices heading into the long weekend. Some parts of the country are still in school holidays as well.